He just scratched.
Oh, you fucking punched him, bro.
Bit the old 12 ringer on his son. Oh, you killed him. You got him. You doubled on him. Did that just happen? Did that just happen? Did that just happen?
Bucks by design. Don't just hunt. Engineer the kill.
Alright, everybody. It's Sunday, September 5th. First time in for Clyde. Been raining all day, all morning. It's about 2 o'clock. Just about 2 now. Needing some sort of north wind here. Good night here yesterday. With a south wind. Winds out of the west-northwest. Turning north. Should be north-northwest by about 7 o'clock. It's a perfect wind to hunt this stand. Clyde's found the pile. He was on the big time the past 2 nights late at night. But typically when he's a no-show, which he was a no-show during daylight yesterday, usually, if history repeats itself the days following the no-show, he daylights like an hour before dark. Plenty of time, shooting time, so fingers crossed. Either way, just gonna have fun. Get some good video footage and hope for the best. Left it all on the court for this one here. Flawless entry. Had about 135 inch. Young 10. Up by the truck. On the way in. Could have blocked him. Deer I've never seen before. Did that just happen? 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 Alrighty, well, y'all saw the hunt and the shot. My gut instinct was that it was perfect. I thought it was a hard shot. And I knew I heard him crashing the beans. I saw him come by me after he was hit. Had a big gash right where I wanted it. But I just got to second guessing. So I totally waited till total dark, backed out, went and got Pat, and grabbed his light, Got flashlights back in here. Found the bolt up there, and he didn't make it 50 yards. So there he is, Clyde. We missed the jacked up reaction, but Patrick will vouch. It's been a journey. Target animal. Found him 4 months ago, 3 months ago, and been obsessed with him ever since. You pick one buck like this to go after, and it's a whole nother level. And it'll consume you. It's an addiction, but when it all comes together, it's a high like I'll never experience. It's what I live for. So thank the Lord. Bucks by design. Engineer the kill. We're gonna go get Patrick's tag filled now. All right, everybody. It's Sunday. It's been a week since came in here and killed Clyde. So come back in here today and gonna pull the stand, and got 2 cameras back here. One up there that was on the big tine, and the other that was in the back of the field, closer to his bedding. Gonna pull these cameras, pull the stand, and I thought I'd pack the camera along just to kind of walk you through a quick walkthrough of how this hunt went down. I started running the cameras out here at the end of May, running it on Real World Minerals, Trophy Rock, and Big Tine. And he showed up on camera June 4th with my Tacticam Reveal on the Reveal app, and I knew as soon as I saw him it was a mature buck, a really mature buck, real heavy, big front brisket, big front end on him, and his antlers were just starting to develop there in early June, and basically just going straight out. I knew it was going to be a wide buck. June 4th, the journey began, and today's Sunday, September 12th. A week ago was the 5th, and the journey came to a close last Sunday. So anyway, just do a quick walk through here while I pull this stuff out, and maybe we'll learn something together. Just got the 4-wheeler hooked up to the wagon I had out here. Heading to the back of the bean field where we killed Clyde at, and if someone would have told me 5 years ago that I was going to be hunting private farm and using the tactics that I used to kill this buck, I would have got offended and mad, and then I would have been like, there's no way in hell that'll ever happen. But life goes on. You get married, you have 2 kids, and at the same time your goals and expectations for these big mature whitetail keep rising and rising and rising, and you got to figure out a way to hunt more efficient, more effective, and I think that's what I've done, and it's been a successful journey, just really the past few years since I started hunting some of this private stuff. And these bucks, they're just as difficult to kill as any other deer out there, as any other mature buck. I'm here to tell you that right now. I don't care who you are, where you are, trying to beat a mature buck's nose and instinct to survive is second to none. So, shout out to my wife. This is her old 250 Suzuki. She let me refurbish and bring back to life, and found this wagon on Craigslist. Used this to get the big tine back there, and rubber boots, quad access, rubber gloves, the whole 9 yards. Just essentially no traces of human evidence left behind. You saw the hunt, you saw the showdown. This is where it all went down. Tacticam Reveal. 3 months of notes taken. without that animal ever having a clue that there was any human presence in here. There's Clyde's yellow ride, we named it. And the first dump was a big one. And I made sure to get plenty of big tine back in here. And that was just kind of a test run to see if this animal was going to be vulnerable to coming into here during daylight hours. And the data spoke. The reveal sent me the data that said that that animal could in fact be killed in here during daylight. You know, so I'd already pre-hung the lone wolf. So there's the death perch. And what I did is I ended up glassing this field. Like I said, I found Clyde June 4th. I knew what buck he was going into July. I had a good idea of a 3-year-old that I had numerous encounters with in 2019. Didn't see him last year at all. Real wide deer, short tined, and looking at, you know, more video definitely confirmed that that was Clyde back in 2019. Anyway, you know, once I got him on camera back there in the back of the field, the way this place sets out is just due north, the back of the beans, you know, so south, coming up here towards me. And whenever I got that picture of him back there, I knew he was a buck that was going to be summering here. And when I say summering here, they're going to spend, you know, the early months, May, June, July, August, September, in here on these green beans. As you can see, they're starting to yellow now, and they're starting to shift off of them. But I knew he would be summering here just because the numerous encounters I was getting him on that camera in the back day after day back there. So I just knew he was hitting that mineral site and then coming out here to feed. And that's exactly what was going on. And coincidentally, there was a spray track. The farmer had been spraying out here numerous times, and that spray track come right down the center of the field. So at that point, the following week, you know, I came in here, hung the T-post, tacked the camera reveal set, and then hung my lone wolf up. And you know, from there, my theory on that was I wanted to get that stand hung and the camera up in here so that these deer would get used to it. And I think it proved to be effective because I didn't put any bait out, nothing whatsoever in front of that camera, and just let it sit for just 2 weeks, you know. And I had, you know, numerous deer that were naturally traveling that spray track coming in and out of here, but no real patterns of Clyde. And at that point, that was when I made the decision to utilize the quad and get some big tine out here in front of that camera and just see if I could get him on that feeding pattern and some consistency out here. Got the stand down. Back here on the first camera I hung, I was telling you about back in late May. The reveal that sent me the first picture, June 4th, of Clyde. Special moment getting back in here, knowing this is where Clyde was bedding, living, spending a lot of his time right back here. 4 months of addiction and consumption into a target animal like that. You know, just driving back in this field this evening, the first thing on my mind was, you know, I'd see if Clyde jumps up out of the beans. And just something, a habit, a obsession you just can't get rid of. All due respect to Clyde, this was his area, his core area, bedding area, definitely for his summer range. And tack the camera reveal, just freaking sweet. I haven't been in here since I hung this camera. Bittersweet moment here, but the lone wolf's out, the 2 reveals are out, loaded up, and it's time to move on. Mission accomplished. A couple years went into this one, but from finding that buck early back there in the back, knowing how they summer just from years past, and the data recorded, the observations, and then just confirming that he was going to be a summering buck there through the glassing trip early. Like I said, July 20th. Watched this field, saw him come out last light, and at that point I knew I needed to get a game plan together because the beans were getting tall, and I did not feel confident about playing cat and mouse around this 100-acre field, simply because I've seen a bed so many different spots. I've seen a bed on the fence row in the beans. It's a crapshoot summertime a lot of times, and getting that stand hung early, getting that camera out on the spray track early, letting it soak in, and I think, not a doubt in my mind, Clyde had crossed paths with that camera and was getting comfortable in there, and by the time I started rolling the big tine out, he was getting very comfortable in there. Marked a calendar, which I'll go through later, just with all the observations and occurrences I had of him, and definitely put a pattern together. A lot of folks that just see the icing and the candles on the cake and don't know what really went into this might just think, man, it's, like I said, even 5 years ago, if someone told me I was going to be using these tactics to harvest a buck like that, yeah, I would have said no way. Everything's packed up. It's September 12th, and it's time to go chase down an Indiana giant. So stay tuned. We'll be heading back over the river, and God knows we're going to give it all we got. So, bucks by design. Don't just hunt. Engineer the kill.